Okay, we're opening Conservation Commission meeting for December 14th, 2021 in the Cotter Room. First thing we have is new business, which is a continued hearing for SE 0840551 714 Abington LLC for redevelopment of a commercial building with driveway, parking area, and associated grading utilities at 714 Bedford Street. Which last time you were here, you just didn't have a DEP number, right?
Obviously, you do now.
Yep.
You see that?
Yes, I can.
I don't speak French, is that going to be okay? Members of the Commission, my name is Scott Rolfe. I'm a Senior Project Manager with OHI Engineering. Our offices are at 44 Wood Ave in Mansfield, and I'm here representing 714 Abington LLC with this application of a notice of intent. Would you like me to go over what we had talked about last time?
Any questions? Remember, he was here at the last meeting. He went over everything. The only thing he did not have was the DEP number, so he just had to come back.
I will tell you that we have had a meeting with the planning board since. We have another one on January 10th. Norwood Engineering is recommending to the planning board that they do not close their public hearing until you folks are done with yours. None of the comments were anything that would affect what the Conservation Commission would be concerned about. There were things like some Scribner's errors, a couple of numerical errors in the details, and they recommend that we put a bituminous, a monolithic berm around the parking lot. We did not put one on there initially because none of the parking areas drain away from the pavement. They all drain toward catch basins, catch basin manhole collection system. So.
Right, and your catch basin is going to be up to current standards as far as...
Yes.
It's going to be 50% bigger, 50%?
Whatever the regulation is, they will be, we've addressed that with Norwood Engineering as well.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions from the board? Anything out to the public? Back to the board?
This is the smallest turnout I've ever had.
I just had one question.
Yeah.
That was with the parking lot in
Yes.
wintertime.
Yep.
So it's all going to drain into the retention area. How is the parking lot going to be treated? I'm just curious because I know there's a spillway to that if we have 200-year storms in a row. And that retention area gets full, you're going to have to release some of that water into wetlands?
Sure.
So...
Well, I mean, it has to, yeah.
Right, so I mean, you know, there is wetlands behind there, and I'm just, a lot of places where they're within certain areas, there's like no salt zones.
I don't know if it's going to come to happen or not. One of the
Okay.
recommendations Norwood had was they suggested that we consider putting a catch basin in the middle of the stormwater basin
Okay,
to help receive water into the non-frozen ground when the basin is frozen, because nobody, to my knowledge, designs any stormwater system for frozen ground conditions. So it's something we're working out with them, whether we put it in or not. But as far as how the parking lot's treated, I would imagine it would be, unless there's a drinking water quality thing or a regulation that you have that says we can, I would imagine they would use typical snow melt type chemicals to spread on the parking lot. I'm just assuming that. I don't know for a fact, but I know they'd probably not want to have the lawsuit if someone slipped.
I'm just worried if there is some spillage into the wetlands and we've got, you know, chemicals and stuff in there.
No, I understand the concern. The basin, there's a forebay in the basin, which should hopefully settle out a lot of the things that you're concerned about, but if there was 2 100-year storms, certainly there would be a release.
right, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Do we have a motion to accept?
Make a motion to accept.
And second?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry for you folks to have to come out for just a few minutes, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, second is a request for certificate of compliance for SE 084529, which is partially 30 Central Street, and it's up in the power lines, the redoing of all the power lines they did. starting from Central Street on down to, I believe it's into Plymouth Street. We'll have a packet on what they did.
Did we give them an order of conditions for this?
This was all public power
Public.
lines from through Edison and all
Right.
that. So I don't believe we did.
Okay.
This was, I believe, 2 years ago they started it.
August of 2018.
Yeah.
It's about over 3 years ago.
Right.
I know they kept track of it with low-flying helicopters and everything. So.
So this is 3 years past the date now?
Well, they probably just finished it within the last
Yeah.
month, because they had it all the way down to almost the Whitman line there, the power plant down there, and it's up to and in behind the old Abington VFW.
Okay.
It's a big area.
So I'm just wondering, if you have 3 years, right, for a certificate of compliance, and if you go over that, what are you supposed to do?
We have many, many here in town that are from 2008, 2007, from the 90s. It's just, like all houses, when they've done something that's just been overseen, and now that they try and sell it, that banks want a copy of it, so I have to go all over again, and we just try and do the best we can with it.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yep. Probably still have many, many out there that, who knows?
I'm sure. I think there's still one open on the dog park.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Might be.
the COC?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is.
I'll have to take a look.
Any questions on the certificate of compliance? Anything else for the public? No? Back to the board. Need a motion?
Yes, I'll make the motion to grant the certificate of compliance for SC 084-529 30 Central Street.
Second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you. In building permits and sites, I heard you overheard you saying you wanted to give a little overview on it?
Yes.
Strawberry Valley?
Yep. Paul, Tim, and myself, we went out to Strawberry Valley to review the site where a proposed well was to be drilled. We met with their engineer, and the retention pond is 150 feet away from where the proposed well will be, and it didn't have any impact to the wetlands or buffer zone that we could see. So, I mean, it's pretty much on the green.
Right.
So their biggest issue is trying to get the machinery in there and get under those high-tension wires, because they're coming in across the greens. So that's going to be a challenge for them. But Tim, I mean, if you have anything further to add to that?
No, that pretty much covered it. Yeah, they were within the, 150 feet or so from the
Yeah.
edge. The engineer measured it, put a stake up for us to
Right.
take a look at.
Yeah.
Right?
Minimal impact on anything, really.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yes, always, we have that as minutes for December 7th, which I wasn't part of, so if somebody wants to take that over.
Do we have the minutes?
Just the flyer, I believe.
I think it was this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Duh. No, I was talking about the 9th and the 23rd,
Oh,
We
because
don't
that's
have those
also on
tonight.
there. We don't have those ready yet?
We
Okay,
don't have those tonight. No.
okay.
Okay, and I don't believe there's really any minutes taken, but if anybody wants to approve the minutes for the meeting, Zoom meeting on December 7th.
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for December 7th.
And second,
I'll second.
favor?
Aye.
I abstain. Then correspondence, we have the correspondence for the Route 18 widening, and we just send it either email or this way to us every couple of weeks or months, and it's just an update on what they're doing. Now it's their slow time of year. And that is it. Have a motion to adjourn?
Is somebody in the audience?
No, did you have anything to bring up? No. Okay.
Okay,
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
okay.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.